down to perception. Like sometimes the perception of reality is more real than reality. So
exactly. I had welcome to the In the Cup podcast. Today we're going to be sitting down, talking about a few things, mainly business, bit of fitness, and I'm here with these guys here. Do you all want to introduce yourself? We'll start with Luke. Go around.
Yo, I'm Luke.
That's it.
Yes, say your name, bro.
Okay then, yo, I'm Panache, aka Nash, aka Big Papa.
Nash.
Nah, I just took a Big Papa.
Yo, what's up? My name is Mesley, aka Mez. I'm like the little brother of the group. I'm the youngest. Just learning from these man.
Standard.
Come on.
What's up, my people? This is Raj, man. AKA Irene. Okay, so we can actually start with human nature ability, bro. We live with the ability that we don't know that we have.
There's a little experiment that I heard about the other day. So a scientist took two groups of people and then they gave them a pill that does nothing. The first group of people, they said if you take this pill, it's going to make you, it was like 10 times stronger or something like that. The second group of people, they said if you take this pill, it's going to make you feel a little bit weaker. Both pills did completely nothing. The group that got given the pill, that got told they're going to feel stronger, started lifting a lot more than they were lifting before. Because in their head, they're like, oh, I've been given this pill. And the other people, all of a sudden, they just felt weak. So like you're saying, it's like everything is up here.
Yeah, basically, there's people plays with minds. You know what I mean? I'm talking about magician. Them people, those shit don't exist. Like, I don't believe in that shit. You know what I'm saying?
You just 419.
You're just playing with your mind, bro.
Your watch just disappears.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You know what I mean? I believe like they just have the ability to manipulate your mind.
Yeah.
You know?
That's why,
a little bit.
That's why they say that in everything that you're supposed to do, the foundation needs to be your mindset. If your mindset is right, you can go and do anything.
Exactly.
Do you know what I mean? It all begins with your mind. If your mind's right, your potential is limitless.
Yeah.
And I think one of the first conversations we had together when we were talking about mindset, you told me on days where you'd wake up and you'd not feel the best, feel down, it would affect the rest of your day. Whereas when you start telling yourself, oh, today's going to be a good day, no matter what, like the day would always be somewhat productive.
If someone explained it correctly, there's a video I watched. I like to watch inspiration videos on Instagram, whatever. Like that's what I like to watch. And this video, this guy explained it in the depth of it. Like within our body, we have soldiers. You know, we have soldiers that we order to do things. Gunmen. You know what I'm saying? We order them to do things. You feel me? I'm talking about if you tell them, like, today I feel like I'm not gonna do anything. What they're gonna do within yourself is to serve you nothing.
Yeah, they're gonna do nothing for you.
You know what I'm saying? They're gonna do nothing, right? But if you tell them, I wanna be productive today, I wanna go to the gym, I wanna hit 300. Shit. I wanna hit 1K, right? 300, bro. 300 kg, bro.
You're thinking in pounds.
That's still a lot, bro.
Yeah, I mean, so yeah, whatever you tell them is what they serve you, really. Do you get me? And then that is just like when you wake up. Is with me since I watched that video. Ever since my mindset, I keep it positive. Always.
That's the best way.
It don't matter if I'm in a bad situation. Is I want to see the positive side of it.
Yeah, you know what? I've never thought of it from that perspective.
And that brings me back to Will's book. Every time we talk about this, I just
if you guys haven't listened to Will's book,
go and listen to
it. A lot of gold nuggets in there. And also still speaking on that topic, Mez, with you, something similar happened. I remember we did that exercise with the leg extension in the gym. Yeah. Till this day, you know you can now pull out a full rack if you need to.
Yeah, I know.
Just have fun.
Lightweight, you know what I'm saying?
But before that, you said to me, like, you
never went past halfway.
Because you thought, what did you think would happen if you tried it?
What, full rack?
Yeah.
Tendonitis, man.
So I'll leave the knee in the gym.
That guy flip straight forward.
He said
I'll leave the knee.
First time he spoke to me, he said, I thought my legs were going to snap.
Yeah, bro. I was like, nah.
Yeah, so it's basically it's what you believe you become. With Wills, the book, there's someone he talks about his first child. His first child used to like to play games. Do you know what I mean? As parents, when you see your child playing games so much, you'd want to stop him from doing it, right? Because you think like it's brainwashing them, something like that. But Will thought it in a positive way. Like my kid might turn out to be a next game inventor. Do you know what I'm saying? Like he's gonna
This was
invent.
before
Yeah.
streaming as well, before any of
For
this
anything,
that's now.
bro.
All
Do you know what I mean?
Nah, he was ahead of time.
Do you know? Yeah. So with that, I realize if you put a positive where there's a negative, right? Everything becomes positive.
Exactly.
It's true though.
Yeah.
You know what it is? It's when you think negative, you subconsciously look for reasons. So, for instance, if you were to wake up and think, oh, I'm tired today, I'm not feeling it, you're going to keep saying it, you're going to keep saying it to the point of where subconsciously you're going to be looking for reasons. Oh, I'm not feeling it today. Oh, my arms feel, I'm making so much from yesterday. Oh, why are my eyes feeling like this? I'm so tired. Why are my eyes watering like, oh, I'm knackered today? And you just keep going.
That's the one.
And it works the same if you were to think positively. I'm having a good day today. I'm having a good... Look how the sun's beaming today.
Bro,
I'm having such a good day. I'm going to go to the barber shop, do some sick
It's
customers
all,
today.
it's all down to perception. Like
That's the
sometimes
thing.
the perception of reality is more real than reality itself.
Exactly. I had the...
What?
Reload that.
Rewind.
Sometimes the perception of reality is more real than reality itself.
Exactly.
God damn.
So it's like
So
what you
I'm saying-
see.
You tell yourself.
Damn,
You
bro.
know what I mean?
Bro, I've got like a more recent example that kind of explains that to a T. So at the start of the year, I think I said this to you, Raj.
Yeah.
I said, oh, I'm going to go viral this year. I had not made a TikTok account. I had not done anything. And I think because I put that into my head, when ideas came to me, that when you brought the idea you brought to me,
Yeah.
because I had that in my head,
Yeah.
I wanted to act on it immediately. But if I never thought like that, what if I didn't go to do it on the same day? Maybe the same thing never would
Yeah,
happen.
but you just be like,
Well.
you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Just be like,
Because what makes yours
maybe I'll
better
try
as
it,
well.
maybe I'll not.
And then that brings me back to Will's book.
Will's book.
Yes.
Will's book.
Will needs to pay you,
You
man.
know what I'm saying?
Do you know what I mean? Because
Will, if you're listening.
bro, that book has opened my mind to a different level. Do you know what I mean? To a different, complete level. I'm talking. What you just said is when there's the first chapter is a wall. Do you know what I mean?
War of yourself, innit?
Yeah, wall. Says, don't think about the whole wall. The whole wall.
Oh, whoa.
Yeah, the wall. Wall. Don't think about the whole wall. Think about the brick.
Oh, talk to me. Talk.
And lay it as
Feel me?
perfectly as you can.
Yeah.
I've heard
So-
this, but not from his book.
So with me, okay, I'm gonna bring this into a fitness side in the gym, right? I sat there, look pushing 150 on a bench press, right? And I'm like, damn, when am I ever gonna do that, right? But then if I think about what Will said, the wall, brick by brick, right? I'ma start with the bar.
Stop.
Only the
You have to
bar.
start somewhere.
Push it as perfectly as I can. Do you know what I mean? Tomorrow, I'm gonna go to 10s.
My brother.
You feel me? And then eventually, I'm gonna get there by laying the brick by brick as perfectly as I can.
Exactly.
Rome wasn't built in it.
Yeah.
Tell him again.
You know what I'm saying?
That's true though, fam.
So, when we're talking about business, we're talking about mindsets.
And before we move from the wall point, I was going to say, from you explaining that, I've kind of come to an understanding that
Yeah.
reading the book, all Will does in a sense, he helps us he helps us get the answers to certain questions we all have. Because there's this one quote that you told me about that we are all different yet still the same.
Still the same.
So in Will's book, he's pretty much helping us find the answers to a lot of the questions that we have, because we all go through similar things. And as you read his book, obviously, he's explaining how certain things, they're not easy to do. You have to take your time with it. As people, like naturally, we want instant gratification. that's not the answer. The answer is to learn that long-term gratification or delayed gratification is better because that leads to, you know, bigger,
More
better
things.
things.
Yeah.
100%.
Because you know what, yeah, this is one thing I realized as well. It's one thing I'm trying to practice, but I haven't really got to doing it perfectly. It's like when you get up in the morning, let's just say you're going to work or whatever you're trying to achieve for that day. The first thing you do, most people, is to wake up and go on the phone. Do you know how much your phone influences you in terms of like what information you're receiving? That then influences your brain, because obviously you've gotten some type of information, it might be negative, it might be some kind of information. It then influences you for the rest of the day to think in that kind of certain mind frame. Do you know what I mean? Whereas like if you don't wake up and go on your phone, you make sure that you're ready for the day, you're all motivated, do you know what I'm saying? And the first bit of information that you put into your brain, first thing in the morning, needs to be positive, which will set you right for the rest of the day.
Exactly.
Like, I'm telling you,
I feel like you're right. The first thing
It goes under the radar, doesn't it? Because you're that tired. It's like
yeah, because like
subconscious.
there's a state. They said something. There's a state. I don't know what the state is called. I need to look into more. But there's a state where your brain is more sustainable to things, so it's more acceptable to things, and it's like
It takes in a lot more sense.
yeah,
to it.
yeah, and
More
it sticks,
sensitive.
and it sticks, and this happens subconsciously, where like you've taken this information, but then you're not aware that it's gonna affect you for the rest of the day in terms of like your mood, how you feel, how you're gonna be, and then I can't remember what the state is called, but like it's like the same thing that happens when you're showering, right? You ever been in a situation where like you're in the shower and you're thinking like a situation that happened before?
Oh,
thinking,
I
yo,
should have said this.
I should have said that, you know. I should have done that. Do you know what I'm saying? It's like the same kind of like state that your brain will be in the morning, where it takes in a lot of information and you're not aware, and this then sets your mood for the rest of the day and how you move for the rest of the day. Which is why it's important that the first thing you do in the morning is to try to do something positive. Try taking some positive information. Try motivate yourself so that you're ready for whatever you need to conquer for that day, bro.
And
I need to do that
Bro.
religiously because
I did that, what you're saying, without even knowing about, because you just kind of explained to me something I didn't know was happening. And obviously I can compare what happened then and what's happening now. So, I think it was last year, for 3 straight months, I made it a mission to do like training every morning, as in like an ab exercise at home every morning for 3 months. Before I did it, I would listen to something motivational. Whilst I was doing it, I would listen to something motivational, and every single day, without fail, I did it. Then after I hit the 90 days even and stopped, the day after that, I didn't start off by listening to anything motivational, and it's like, for whatever reason, it's like the day just fell off. That first week, where it's like I didn't listen to anything in the morning, the days were just not good. It felt like things were just going wrong.
Yeah.
And I didn't understand why fully, but now that you've explained
You set
that,
yourself up.
yeah,
You set
that's
yourself up.
crazy.
Man.
What's it called?
It's why sometimes these successful people say it's important to like just do your bed first thing in the morning.
Yeah, they always say that.
Because when you do something that like requires some level of discipline, like not everybody wants to just get up and do their bed first thing. So when you kind of do that, it kind of like just sets the mood for the whole day. So you do one thing that requires discipline, and the next thing will be easier, and so on. So
Because when you wake up, it's always the hardest to get the first task done. You just want to stay in bed.
Yeah.
If you get out of bed and then make your bed, it's like, okay, that's one task done. Let's get the next thing done.
Fam, that phase, I think it's called, it's either between beta phase or it's called alpha. It's one of the two. I'm not sure which one, but it's beta phase and alpha phase. Bro, when I realized that, I was like, yo, this is crazy. And it's even like the small things that you do that you don't realize, like things that you say to yourself. You know, like words are powerful, especially when you're trying to convince yourself of something.
Self-affirmation kind of thing.
They say you cannot break a man by beating them. You can break him by
beating their mind. So
Like-
you can't physically
like-
beat them, but you
Yeah.
can beat
Is
their
it like-
mind.
you can't beat them physically, but you can beat them mentally. That,
Do you know?
you know.
Do you know how mad it is getting mentally just
Demolished,
Destroyed.
dismantled.
when you finish mentally, you finish physically.
You finish.
exactly.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Because there's a video posted yesterday, I think. This guy says if you lose what is, I can't remember what he said.
Damn.
Anyway, we're gonna come back to that. Yeah.
You remember one time you be like,
Yeah.
oh, so yeah. Halfway through
I need to
random
recall.
conversation.
What you're saying, like with the mentality thing, I just want to give a quick example. It's a bit of a wild card, but it's probably the best time to talk about it. So, in African culture, obviously, like there's for the longest of times, there's like medicines that they'll get literally just from the wild. People would take them and people would heal up, feel better. But at one
Yeah,
time,
but wait, sorry. Before you go, I don't want to cut you, but it's a bit mad. How did people then realize that medicine does this? Like, was this just a random man going in the bush thinking?
shit, what is it?
You know what I'm saying?
Don't eat this one.
I'm not coughing anymore. Like, bro, it's crazy, but sorry, go on.
Damn, man.
I just dipped to it.
Bro, you beat it to a next level, bro.
Shower thoughts.
Nah, but who realized this
It's
shit,
shower
though?
thoughts, man.
No, but bro,
It's a
it
shower
could be
thought.
anything.
It's a shower thought.
It could be like, obviously, because if you deep it, like, how the heck would they know? It must be something beyond that understanding where it's like maybe they've connected with their, like, oh, for God, they're praying, they're asking for solutions, and then they're literally being like highlighted, oh, this thing, then they have it.
Or maybe it's a placebo. So, for instance, someone might like a particular type of berries and they have a certain cold, and they just eat the berries just so they like them, when in reality the berries is curing them because it cures that certain cold. If you understand what I mean.
I get what you mean.
Could be that.
But
That's
then
one of the many
that-
ways it could
But,
be.
But
that,
like,
but then that wouldn't be a
oh,
placebo. 'Cause if
maybe
the
it's
berry
that.
cures that cold, then it's working.
As in, but they didn't know, they just think, so everyone else isn't curing from this cold, whereas
Yeah.
this guy is curing from the cold.
Then
Why are
they're
you curing
like,
from the cold? I don't know, man, I've just been eating these berries that I love. Well, I
then,
don't know,
yeah,
that's just me, and then everyone's like, let's all get these berries. And each like,
It could be
"That's berries, man."
that.
Oh,
You
yeah.
know what I mean?
Yeah, shit, I'm
So
a
that could be one of the many ways
This guy
it could
keeps
be.
eating grass. He's good all the time. Shit, we need to eat everyone's
let's
like
go,
cows in the morning.
Then, bro, yo,
I wonder what the first person who got high was like. Because imagine, like,
Ah.
he's just burned the bushes in the tree by accident, and all of a sudden you're like,
You're thinking, Jesus, is that you?
but yeah, back to
Then
my
what were you
point.
saying?
Back to my point. Then people came in and they were like, okay, no, you need to take this pill if you want to feel better. You need to do this thing. But then these pills are made from similar things that these guys are finding in the wild. But obviously, because they've broken their mindset to kind of take them away from what they were doing that's working, like they're more accepting of obviously this new stuff and have completely forgot about what it is they used to do. Like, no pun intended, it's like they've literally forgot about their roots. Do you know what I mean?
yeah.
Like, yeah, it's
Right
mad.
now it's a pun still.
Bro, we live in a mad world. But yeah, but like, with anything, rather than thinking on the negative side, sticking to positive things is what's going
It's
to
a key,
build
bro.
anyone.
So basically, what was I saying? Oh yeah, paradigms.
Mm.
So basically, it's like simply what things you're used to, or like what things have been written into your subconscious without you like realizing that it's basically your reality, right? So with some people it's based on their paradigms, whereas like for example, like the example I was given with like our African parents, right? When they came to this country, all they knew was just like doing quick jobs to get quick money so they can get along, you know, in life and, you know, raise their children, whatever, without realizing the amount of opportunities that were actually there for them to take. They just want to do something quick to keep life going, and that's why you see most of them, you know, they have to do cleaning jobs, or most of them are nurses or something like that. And they're not aware of like other things that they could do that would
What's
bring them
outside of the
success.
box.
What's outside of the box,
Yeah.
basically, because of their actual paradigm. That's what they know. That's what they're used to. So for some people, it's not even like they don't want to do it. They just don't know that it's there for the taking, or is there.
They haven't got
Not
the
aware of the
update yet.
opportunities.
They haven't got the life update. They're still
Exactly.
stuck in previous version of life.
So it's about changing your paradigm. It's about changing your reality, how you see things, because that's your reality, right? It's about changing your paradigm and how you see things and how you accept opportunities. Do you know what I mean?
It's like in America, it's the same with the paradigms. Because you just, obviously, I wasn't aware of what paradigms are to the extent you just explained it. And thinking about it, it's similar to, you know, in America, they push this image of having a house with a white picket fence and then you have the father, the mother, the
law.
kids.
The
playing.
American dream.
The American
Yeah,
dream.
yeah.
The
And they
American
used to
dream.
push this hard in the 50s, 60s. So the people that grew up that time, that are older now, when you go to America and you look at their houses, that's what
very
they're
like
like.
that.
Because that's what they grew up around.
That's
Back
what
then,
we know.
you never see little kids becoming millionaires. Little kids doing all these crazy things. But jump to now.
Oh.
Crypto time.
That's what I mean. That's what people find so
Social
much
media
success
time.
Yeah.
because they're exposed to a lot of different things.
And they've now gone outside of the box.
The box.
And now that's where you will see, oh yeah, this 16-year-old became a multi-millionaire.
Bro,
off a
there's
coin,
one
do you know what I mean?
12-year-old, bro. Is she 12? She's on route to retiring at 15.
Bro, it's the worst.
You know?
They're dropping your life earnings on a fortnight. Like,
She's
so.
a multi-millionaire,
Exactly, bro.
fam. She's 12. She's a multi-millionaire, and then they go. She's on route to retiring at 15. 15. You can't even get a proper job at 15.
But she's retiring.
Retiring before you can get a proper job.
See,
Bro,
this is
do you know
what
how
it is.
crazy that is? That's
Yeah,
the
you're
world.
right.
That's
That's paradigm
pre-time,
things. Once you're
That's not even
outside,
retiring, that's
you
pre-tiring.
start to see things.
Retired.
That's pre-tiring, fam.
Retiring.
For example, I saw this thing not yesterday, the other day, talking about Rockefeller. So with the amount of money Rockefeller had in that time, if we bring it to today's currency, Rockefeller would be the richest man in America. And what Rockefeller did when he started his companies, he then started paying schools to teach people in a certain way. So after they finish school, they'll then come to him to work for him. And since he put that in place, it's never been changed. Schools have still been exactly the same, which proves that schools, the way they are, the curriculum is literally to turn people into workers.
It's a setup.
To stop them from thinking
Outside the
more.
box.
It's a
Out
setup.
the box. Yeah,
It's
pretty
a
much.
setup.
Setup,
Ambush.
Ambush.
It does, man. It really restricts you without you knowing.
Literally, he was there like, how would they know?
Yeah,
How would
because
they
They'll never know. They'll never find out.
Literally.
When you talk about
Imagine they're in a meeting like, how will they know? They'll never find out.
100 years later, everyone is still there like, hey, if you don't get this thing you need from school, it's like, unless you want to be a doctor or something in the medical region, you can literally go on YouTube and type how to do whatever. Do you know what I mean?
And it's all out there, bruv. It's crazy.
It's like
Yeah.
training for a 9 to 5.
people from this day and
Exactly,
age,
man.
they're getting excited of putting that uniform on,
Mm.
right? And throwing the cup in the air.
Mm.
Graduation day.
Ah.
You feel me? Like that's what excites them.
Mm.
And then afterwards, they just want to take that picture,
Yeah.
frame it, hang it in their room or in their living room.
And you don't even get to keep it.
That's if they have a living
Yeah,
room.
you have to take it back.
Fraud.
Well, you have to take it back?
Yeah, you have to
Yeah,
take
you
it
keep
back.
it for
You
the
think
picture,
so?
man.
Yeah, they make you rent it, innit?
Ah, Jesus.
Yeah.
Don't you rent it?
Rent.
You don't even
Yeah.
keep it.
Bro.
No, you don't.
So
keep
all you
it.
have is a little stupid picture.
Yeah.
To put in your living room.
Yeah.
Yep,
That's if you've got a living room.
that's exactly.
That's what I mean, bro.
Because your most
So,
graduates here with their
people-
degrees, they can't do nothing
People
with
are
it.
more excited about the word graduated
I know.
Rather
Then-
than what it actually brings to you.
rather than like what am I have to do next?
Yeah.
Yeah, they don't think further,
feel- yeah.
further than
Yeah.
graduating.
Yeah.
I know
So
what it's like.
okay, you graduated. So now what now? You're like, okay, now I'm gonna have to.
That's when you think, oh shit.
Do you know what I mean? I'm gonna have to look for a job that I graduated into, so I can get paid. Well, I'm actually be paid. Have you got experience? No. Do you know what I'm saying? Do you
And the
know
thing
what's
is, you're still a
crazy?
student at, say, 21, 22, 23. Even though you've graduated, you're still a student in the student mentality. Because
Exactly.
unless you've had a gap year and found yourself, perhaps,
Exactly.
you've gone
Or
from
unless you're doing
4,
like a master's or
5,
something.
3, 2, what, I don't know.
By the way,
all the way
this,
to
this
22, 23.
yo,
school.
guys, we need to make this clear. We're not stopping. We're not saying kids don't go to school.
Disclaimer.
Oh, no.
No. We're not saying
At the end of
that
the day, even though
Go
you
to
might not like
school,
school,
kids.
school's where you find yourself.
because this podcast might get.
Do you know what I mean?
Kids
It's
actually
easy
have
distance, but
rules.
it's also
No,
where you
no,
find
no,
yourself.
Exactly.
No, guys, let's do a group disclaimer.
Yeah,
Go to school.
go to
kids.
school, kids. Do you know what I mean?
You find yourself at school, though.
That's true.
Like, you find yourself when you go to school. So if you
Why
don't
is it
like
different?
school, you leave school and
Exactly.
find yourself. If you do like school, you delve into a particular subject.
Exactly.
Nah, it's true though, because
Like,
school
certain
and need to know
discipline,
what I
like,
want to do.
Timekeeping, because it doesn't matter what you're doing, whether you're in school or not in school. If you run your own business, if you're gonna have meetings with people, timekeeping becomes important.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Like, school teaches you a lot of fundamentals, a lot of important fundamentals,
and
like
how to talk to people socially. Because you're not in a classroom by yourself. Do you know what I mean?
True. Exactly. It does teach you a lot of fundamentals. We're not saying school's bad.
I just say the negative outweigh the positives, unfortunately. But
but that's just our perspective. That's just
always saying is university is just not for everyone. Do you know what I mean? Some people have a different path. Some people's path is
if you're 6 and you're listening to this, don't wake up to
them boys tell them I don't have to go to school for them.
There's a video of Kanye West I've got on my phone. He says school is what's the word? Why I keep forgetting the words, bro?
419.
What was the beginning with?
Huh?
What was the beginning with?
You know what?
It programs your mind in a sense.
No.
Say the sentence.
It's a necessity.
Necessity.
Yeah? School is a necessity, but college, because in America...
The uni's college.
Yeah. College is a choice.
Apparently it's not,
Do you know what I mean?
Unless you live in an African household, then you really don't want to make it a choice.
Yeah, technically, you need school, but you don't really need college. I mean, uni.
Yeah, America, they can drop out of high school. Us, we kind of have to.
Yeah.
GCSEs, isn't it?
Here is GCSEs. College is not. College is in like UK college is
like
not a must.
Yeah.
Like uni as well, but it is important and it does constrict you, but it's like people just need to think outside the box. Do you know what I mean? It's simple things to just open your mind. Like for example, like I was saying before, the power of speech, right? It's simple things where like if you got a problem, right, instead of like letting that problem devour you and just like you can't do anything about it, you have ask yourself how. Do you know what I mean? If I want to do this, it's not like my day is hard or my day is this person can't do that or they didn't do it or like, do you know what I mean? Ask yourself, okay, this is the situation I'm facing, this is the problem, how can I do it? You see that simple statement of just saying how instead of like I can't do it opens up your brain.
Exactly.
And when your brain is now open, you can now start getting ideas, and with those ideas, you can now start making steps
taking
forward
action
into solving that problem. So it's just about training your brain to not be constricted, to not shut down your brain.
And I like the fact that you said training, because I started to notice that everything in a weird way relates to the gym. Because let's say everyone in this room has been going to the gym for like a bit of time. Like you now, like everyone in this room is lifting more than what they were lifting if you go back 3 months ago. Yeah, standard. So going to the gym teaches you that with time and consistency, you can progress from point A to point B effectively. But you need to have patience. And you need to go up bit by bit.
Patience married with discipline.
Exactly.
They make a perfect couple, bro. Patience
and then
married with
discipline. By motivation. Discipline, it needs to be there because discipline is more powerful than motivation. But motivation is like the fuel in a car that keeps it going. The car is discipline, the fuel is motivation.
Not only that, like you were saying with
the plan is the sat nav that's taking you to
like you were saying with the will analogy. You know, with the brick wall. What was it? With the brick wall. You lay every brick perfectly. That relates to the gym because obviously you're trying to do every session as best as possible.
Basically, if you wanna get into business or if you wanna open your mind to just see clearly to certain stuff, right? Get yourself in the gym.
Exactly.
Pretty much. Gym is actually, bro. For me, gym is like personal therapy sometimes.
People think
makes you so
it's like a building block.
Yeah, people think a lot of people who goes gym, they're just trying to
look good.
Yeah,
get big.
You know what I mean?
Look good for babes.
With me.
I mean a little bit, but
yeah. With me, I go gym. Yes, I wanna look good, right?
Yeah.
But the main reason I go gym is to see what I'm capable of. You feel me?
There we go.
To see like how far can I go. Do you know what I mean? Because think about it this way. Phil is here, Luke is there, right? Okay, Phil is a little bit older than me, right? But Luke is way younger, right? He pushes more than me. Alright? Why? I don't know. Do you know what I'm saying? So, why can he push more than me?
all that
Do you know what I mean? That's a question I always ask myself. He got 2 arms, 2 legs, 2 eyes, everything, right?
Just like me.
You know what I'm saying? So why can he do that and I cannot?
Bro, we could tell you. The amount of skills that
He's done
chicken
it
and rice and chicken and rice.
every
He
day
was munching just before
Why?
this. Just in the corner, just.
He's there like, I don't know.
Do you know what I mean, bro? So that type of mentality is what I go with in the gym. Like when I see people, I'm like, if he can do it, there's no way I cannot do it.
Nah, but still, even him eating still extends the idea of discipline. In the gym, while you're eating in the kitchen, it still extends the idea that you try to build in the gym, which is discipline. Because to keep going gym, it's not easy, you know. You know what I'm saying? It's not all fun and games, bro. You know what I'm saying? We don't. It's not roses.
You know what it is? It gives you all the fundamentals that branch out into other branches in life. So, for instance, me, I always thought when I started, I thought everyone was watching me. And I remember I put my earphones in, I had my music that loud, I let out the ugliest grunt known to man. And I took my earphones out and I was like, oh, no one actually saw that. And then that taught me that in life, no one's actually watching you. I made the worst grunt, I sounded like someone from Star Wars. And no one even looked at me. It's like, okay, no one's looking at me. And that branched out to show me that just focus on yourself. Every session adds up. That showed me to focus on myself.
And then with the
preach your
food
patience
as well.
Preach your patience and discipline. That at the end of the day, you just keep doing every session as best as you can. And just focus on the one session, not session in the future, not session in the past. On the present. And then it all adds up as best as you can. You put in 110, you get 110 back.
That's the discipline part. And then to keep the discipline going, you then have to fuel it. The motivation in a sense is that the food that you're eating. Because the more you then eat to accompany that discipline, the more you grow, the more you feel motivated to keep going because you're now starting.
No, even things like progressive overload.
Bro.
You might not want to go into a certain part of your life, but you could think, for instance, in the gym, I don't want to. 10 reps is hard, but you know what? I'm going to put another 10 kg on and do 8 reps for a little bit. It's going to be harder. I don't know if I'll get 8 reps, but I'll keep doing it. And then, who knows, 2 weeks later, you're doing 10 easy.
Exactly.
And that just goes out into
that
life.
little push that you thought.
You might think, you know what? I'm not going to try this particular technique. I'm not going to take this particular approach to something. But then progressive overload might flash back into your head, and you think, you know what? Let me give it a go and see what happens. You go into it, you feel it out.
Everyone should
and then you progressively overload in that as well. It's not just gym. You can progressive overload in anything else into life.
Bro.
That's just one of the endless examples.
Cause you know what?
Bro, it's
I'm still on that point.
Go on.
I'm not opposing you, so don't worry. It's not beef.
Go ahead.
It's not beef, cause you say that motivation is fuel. And like discipline is the driver.
It's the vehicle.
Is the vehicle and patience. Did you say?
So motivation
How
is like
do you
the
look at
fuel.
it?
Discipline is like the vehicle, and then having a plan is pretty much the direction as to where it is you're going.
Because the way I look at it is, I value discipline a lot more than motivation.
Same. That's why discipline is the vehicle.
No, but because to start you need motivation, right? You need to be motivated to start. But once you started, to keep going, this is what the discipline. So I see the discipline as the fuel. Do you know what I'm saying? Because like, once you start, a lot of things, let's not lie, bro. Once you start, a lot of things are hard. Once you realize, oh my God, hey, I'm in the midst of this. I never expected it.
you know when you start anything, right?
Yeah.
You get excited.
Exactly. You get excited.
And then when you into it, the excitement, if you don't have a discipline, and if you don't have a plan, right, of what you want to do, the excitement
starts dropping. But
let me start. I'll give you an example with the gym. So let's say with the gym, obviously, we'll go gym consistently. And it's discipline going consistently. So you can go consistently, but if you're not fueling yourself to be as motivated as possible each time you go, your workout might be a 4 compared to an 8 on how hard it is out of 10.
Yeah, that's why you need people around you. Like, to motivate yourself is good.
It's hard.
But to be motivated,
it's hard at the same
and it's
time
hard.
as well, yeah.
But to be motivated by people around you, it's the best.
And motivation, like you're saying, shouldn't be the main thing. Because some days you're gonna feel demotivated, some days you feel motivated.
Motivation, like
Discipline
workout.
should be the main thing, but whilst
Yeah,
being
exactly.
disciplined, you need to make sure you're still trying to push
Yeah.
to your fullest. Because
Nah,
most people they'll be like,
it's
okay,
one
I'm
of the
still
same
doing
thing.
it, but
You know what I'm saying? It's one of the same thing. They're parallel ideas. You need to invite luck into your life. By that I mean you need to go towards the thing that you want to achieve. If you get lucky, if you want to get lucky in YouTube, you need to actually be doing YouTube.
make videos.
Making videos.
And one of them will
be
get
in that
views.
space. Keep doing it.
You need to put
And
yourself in a
maybe
position
you might
to
get
be lucky.
lucky and something blows. That's how I think luck works. Luck is not something that just spontaneous. Do you know what I mean? It's the same things like when you want to do something. Like for example, how your TikTok videos go. You were thinking about something. You had the idea, you had the perception, but you just weren't sure how exactly you were gonna navigate it to get to that end result. That's how I think about luck. You need to open the door to it by actually doing what you need to do, and maybe, just maybe, you might get lucky.
Bro,
Lucky.
I've got a mad analogy. I've never heard this anywhere before, but since we're talking about doors, it's like you need to come in like someone obviously doesn't understand how to make a door, open to information to teach you how to make the best door possible. Now, this door that you're making could be a video, could be a picture on Instagram. Now, once you make one door, don't think, yeah, you've got the perfect door, luck is going to walk through. You need to make the sexiest door you can, and as many of them as you can, and eventually, luck will open one of them and walk in. But people just think, oh, luck sees a door and just walks in.
See, one of the best
Nah, you know,
examples I know.
wait. This guy's thinking. I want to hear what this guy's thinking.
No, I'm listening, bro.
One of the best examples I know.
Because with me, luck, I don't think it exists in my life.
Yeah,
know
that's
what I'm
the
saying?
view I'm trying to hear. Like, what's your view?
luck is like, to me is I never get lucky.
You're like work or nothing. Work
Yeah.
for it or nothing.
Do you know what I'm saying? Getting lucky is I see it as
A mental.
yeah. Do you know what I mean? Like it's something that happened.
Like you find £10 on the floor,
Yeah.
oh yeah, I'm lucky.
I'm lucky. Do you know what I mean?
I think
That
it's-
is luck.
I think it's hard to like in any faith to believe in God, but then also believe in luck.
Oh
If
yeah.
you believe in God, you believe that everything happens for a reason.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
luck implies that it
Bro,
happens by
I was
chance,
with him.
by accident.
Hear me out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but me, when I
Yeah.
say
Yeah.
luck, I'm thinking of a, like,
Okay.
it's God.
Here's the
creating
thing.
in a
Yeah.
sense, yeah.
I was with him in Tesco. Do you remember? So we went to buy stuff.
Yeah.
Alright.
No, yeah, I remember. The
I had a
conversation.
£20. When we walked out, Jim, the £20, I lost it.
It vanished.
Yeah, it vanished.
Abracadabra.
And I was like, damn, this £20, what is it? I found it in his car. Yeah? I kept it in my pocket. And I was like, yeah, let's go Tesco. There's some things I want to buy for my house. Yeah? We went Tesco. I bought stuff, I got stuff, everything. And then I looked for the £20. I couldn't find it again. Do you know what I mean? What I told him was, this wasn't for me.
The
This
£20.
£20 note.
He kept.
Yeah,
bro,
it
kept
kept disappearing. So I was like, this £20, it was definitely not for me, right? It's only because I believe that that money will definitely go to someone that needed more than me.
So you don't feel bad.
Do you know what I'm saying? Yeah? Because when I was a child, right, I would pick money in the streets. It's
You know
because
what?
we really needed
And
it.
then what it made you feel.
Do you know what I'm saying? We really needed it. And the way my mom will smile, do you know what I'm saying? And say, God, thank you, right? That feeling, bro.
And it stayed with
You feel me?
to
Yeah.
a point where now you're losing money and you can be like, oh, someone else
So you
is
can
gonna get
understand
that
it.
feeling.
It's okay.
That feeling, it will never go. It will be here with me till I die.
This is why they say, is
You know what I'm
anything
saying?
ever truly bad? Like, for example, losing money in this situation, is it ever truly bad or good? Because, like, bad, so let's say someone says something bad has happened to them. Oh, yeah, I will go to Will's book. And I need to make
That was
sure
it.
this is Will's mom. Yeah, Will's mom. Remember how she said she lost her leg, right? She was supposed
Listen
to
to this.
right. So she was on some sort of cruise, supposed to go somewhere. She lost her leg in an accident, and then obviously she had to get rushed to hospital, and then the people that carried on with this cruise, there ended up being an accident where everyone pretty much died. She
So
lost a leg.
Let me explain it a little bit. So Will's mom, she got in an accident, right? Her leg got damaged, right? She went to the hospital. So her leg would have taken 6 weeks to be fixed, yeah? But then she said, cut it off. Because she had to go back. And she lost it not in America. It's in the other country.
Another country,
You know what I mean? She said, cut it off, I don't want it. Right? If this is going to take this long and I've got some things to do, I might as well go and do it. The leg got cut off. She flew back to America, right? Then the place they were in, the hospital,
Oh yeah, the hospital.
the bomb. Do you know what I mean? The whole hospital.
Jesus is Lord.
You feel me?
So the boat and the
Kaboom.
hospital.
No, no, it's a hospital.
Kaboom.
Hospital.
Yeah.
Another
You
boat.
know what I'm saying? The whole hospital got bombed, right? So she was there, like saying,
Oh, I lost was a leg.
all I lost was a leg. There's people lost lives. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. So there's people lost lives, but she lost her leg.
So,
Only.
So nothing
At the end
is
of the day,
ever
it's what-
truly
it's the
bad.
perspective that you
don't
gain.
know.
Nothing is
If
ever
you
truly
thought
bad.
it's a bad thing, she lost her
Most
leg.
people-
or
Yeah. So
something.
imagine
Yeah.
if she stayed there as they told her like 6 weeks, I think 6 weeks or 6 months. I
No,
can't
no.
remember.
She would potentially died. Is it truly bad or good that she lost her leg?
So when we're talking about Will's book, right, bro, his life, it relates.
Bro, what's this book called?
Will?
Will,
Just Will.
Yeah.
I've seen it, you know.
just Will, bro.
Bro,
Just Will.
Yeah.
I think I've seen it before.
I think
That's going on my to-read list.
So this book is like everything I've been ever since I heard it and listened to it and finished it.
you can put the pieces
Yeah,
together.
It
you
gives
can
you
just,
clarity.
Yeah, that's why every time I'm talking to Phil, he just, you know what? Let's go back to Will's book.
Bro, like
By the way,
remember,
guys-
Always.
remember my parking ticket story I told you about?
Will's
Yeah.
book.
Bro, if I
Do you know
never
what I mean?
got that parking ticket, I never would have like got into the YouTube stuff, business stuff that I'm doing now. Because of that parking ticket, it forced me to find a way to make up that money, which took me into getting into YouTube, e-commerce, like
Yeah, I was saying, in a way, it forces you out your comfort zone.
exactly.
Which is what you grew.
I need to listen
Bro.
to that book one more time.
Progressive overload
Listen,
by
guys,
force.
guys. By the way, you two should have a to-read list.
Yes,
Because, yo,
Will.
reading books.
The book is called
it's
Will.
Valuable knowledge.
Is life, there's life in there. There's business. Anything.
Relationships.
Anything.
Spirit. He
Name
everything. He speaks
Do
about
you know what I mean?
everything.
Everything.
You know what? I'm actually buying it right now.
You know what I'm saying? Listen to it, please.
Audio
and then
book, we listen.
Oh, yeah,
Bro.
same.
feedbacks.
Yeah.
Give us some
Actually-
feedbacks.
Nah, we'll talk about this after.
Because it's Will, because his name is Will, but also the will to do things that will.
Is that why his name is Will?
That's why his dad gave him that name. Yeah, that's why. Yeah, he explained it.
Bro,
That was a
his
small
name is
man.
deeper than that. He explains it. He explains his name in the book.
Seriously.
Yeah.
How come I've
And
never
that's
read
why
this
you
book,
see him now, right? Because end of the book, can I spoil a little bit? We already spoiled it
bro?
so
Come
much.
on, man,
anyway.
you already spoiled my girlfriend shit.
No, the ending. I would say the ending, like,
Yo, this
is
one.
one of those things that
Yes,
people
sir.
have to
That's the one.
get
Bro.
naturally. Because like with you, that day I could have spoiled it, but I didn't because
Yeah.
it hits a different
You know,
way.
this Will's book, it got to a point where he told me, like, there's somewhere you're gonna get, and it's gonna relate to you so much. Do you know what I mean? And I was like, I kept chasing that part that he said is gonna relate to me so much. I was cutting head, bro. I had a panic attack. Do you know what I'm saying? Because he talked about some stuff that really relate to me. I'm not gonna say it.
No
right?
spoilers.
Yeah, but when he said it, it 100% matched my life like this. You know what I mean?
Perfect fit.
Panic attack, bro. He was cutting there, Junior was cutting, D was cutting, and nobody noticed nothing.
Just froze.
I know what you're talking about. It's a feeling.
Bro,
you feel
I had-
overwhelmed. Something just.
No, I had a
Just-
feeling, right? I cried, and I left my customer for a bit. Came in to just grab some water.
Bro,
Had some water, and I was facing the wall because I didn't want none of them to see me.
yeah.
It was all before all these changes, so that was still here. You know what I mean? Had some water, and took a deep breath, and I was like, I'm in work. Let me just
Yeah,
continue.
and
The whole day I
Fair
just
enough.
felt weird. For the whole
it's because
rest
it's not
of my
running
day.
on your mind. I had a similar
The
feeling.
rest of my day I felt weird, and bear in mind until today,
Still
every
think
time
about it.
every time
about
I
it.
just think about it, I just feel like I want to tear it up. You know what I'm saying?
Bro, it's a sick feeling. I had a similar feeling in a different situation where I was listening to like a Bible seminar, and something someone said just resonated with my life so much that it just fitted what was going on like this,
Bro,
and it just felt overwhelming, bro.
Like it was tailor-made
bro,
for
like
you.
Bro.
God just. It felt like God came down and just
Yeah,
spoke
I
to me.
pray
I
to
was gonna
never
say-
get that feeling ever again.
Bro.
What
It's
you
the
said-
worst feeling, bro.
It's a,
Bro.
I don't know. It's just like, bro, I couldn't breathe.
It's the worst. I don't like it.
there's
Bro.
a guy that I watched who explained this is a guy who's gone on to be like a pastor and turned his life around. He explained that he went to church and obviously people be doing what they're doing, and then like obviously he never took it that serious and he was young. He's like, oh, what's happening? Then one day he's walking like in there, and then the guy is started to read like a verse, and it's like he's directly speaking to him, and the guy who's speaking to him at the top is like obviously he doesn't know it's him. He's just saying, oh, God is telling me to say this to someone, and it's directed at only one person, and that one person, if they want to, they can put their hand up. And he was like, oh, I didn't want to put my hand up because I didn't want people to know it's me. And then at the end he went, spoke to the guy, and the guy was like, you're the only person who's come to me. And it's like, he was asking me, how do you know about my life? I don't know about your life. This just felt like I need to read this and relate it to that person, because they say sometimes God speaks through people.
Basically, God bless people through people.
Exactly.
No, because that's how he can do it now.
Yeah, it's that
Because
simple.
before, obviously, you could send angels, and then you got to the point where he sent his son, and then his son's not here anymore. He's left with the Holy Spirit.
That.
But then the Holy Spirit is not physical, is it?
Mm,
Do you know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah, true.
So sometimes when he wants to communicate with us, he has to communicate through people. He can't bring himself down. He needs a medium, and people sometimes are the medium.
Yeah,
Are
and
the communication medium.
that saying of God bless people through people, it brings me back
To Hillsborough.
to to the movie. There's a movie he played with his child, like
Pursuit of
Jaden.
Happiness.
The
Oh,
Pursuit of
100%.
Happiness,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah.
That's a sick
There's
film.
where they were walking
With,
in the
Jaden.
streets, and then the kid was like, there was this guy in the boat. He was about to.
He's like stranded.
Stranded.
And he kept praying.
He kept praying like
For help.
for God to help him, right? And he got one boat to come to rescue him. He said, "No, God is gonna help me," right?
I've heard that story.
The second
one
but
came-
I didn't know that was a movie.
It's
I've
a
heard the
movie,
story.
bro. The second one came.
The movie, yeah.
The second one came, and he said, "No, God is gonna help me." And then he died, went to heaven, right? And then he
Like,
asked
but
God,
yo, God,
"Why didn't you?
What up,
Why didn't you
G?
save me?" And he was like, "I send you to what you dummy."
And that was Jaden saying it, innit?
Yeah,
He was a
Jaden,
little
bro.
kid, yeah.
You know what I mean? So
And I related that to that him telling me, yeah, in a sense, it's kind of like a boat.
yeah,
And instead of being like, oh, I'm not going on this, I'm just gonna wait. I'm like, yeah, I'm jumping on this boat.
you know what I'm saying?
The way, asking me, the way my mind was like, I need to find someone right now is a bit mad.
Bro, because it's mad. 'Cause
We moving
He
like a
was
little
doing it to
crackhead,
somebody
just
else
like
while
he
we
had
were
to
talking.
find someone.
he was doing that blindfold thing to somebody as we were talking, but he was doing it because he really wanted to see people progress. He wasn't doing it for the camera or anything. And he told me this idea, and I was like, oh yeah, I've seen that. Bare people have done that on TikTok, whatever. Why don't you just do what you did with us?
Yeah.
And the leg
Do you know where we
extension, but on the
started?
machine.
I saw it
Open
start with
mind
me
differently.
and Amelia.
Now, at least
it was me.
the leg extension,
Was
time
me.
ago, bro.
Oh, was
Yeah.
the time I
Oh,
was
was
yeah,
on the
but-
chest.
because
It was
like
on
he
the
done
chest
it
one.
with us, innit?
So he came
it
to
was
me,
leg
and he was
extension,
like,
then we did the chest
Oh,
one.
and he was like,
Because I remember,
bro,
it
no, we
was
started
like,
on chest.
Yeah.
Was it incline?
Yeah, I thought it was us three on chest.
No,
You did it with
Yeah.
chest
you
as
guys
well.
used to do the leg extension a certain way.
No, yeah,
No,
it
no,
wasn't
no.
leg extension.
No.
Every
We started
time we
on
kept
chest.
going up and we kept going up every set.
No, we started on chest. It was like, you know,
It was that one
Oh,
body,
there's
it
a
was that
certain
one body
way-
section.
I know
He
what it
came
is.
to me-
With us, it was leg extension.
Oh,
I think
okay.
with you guys it was
Yeah,
chest.
with me, you came and you were like, on that chest machine, there's a certain way I do it. So why don't we go and try it? So what I'm gonna do, we're gonna have to do 3 reps or 5 sets. Do you know what I mean? But I'm gonna
That
be
was
choosing the
it.
weights.
Bro.
Yeah.
And I'm
that's
like,
why-
oh, cool.
That's why.
I'm
You know what I'm
saying.
saying? You're like, okay then.
Yeah. So he kept choosing the weights and I just kept going. And then we went to the leg extension and I was like, why don't we try it on here?
Mm.
And I was like, okay. And he asked me like how much I've ever pushed and I'm like 50 something I said. And he brought me to a full rock, bro.
Bro, that's what he done to me, bro. We went to the fly machine. It was like, how much for a full size? Maybe 100 or so.
Mm.
Man just full racked it. I didn't know. And then boom, I go boom. Thinking, okay, cool. We're going. Ah, I'm finished. I look back. I'm like, oh,
It's like
Jesus Lord on the scooter. That's a
You know what I
full
mean?
rack.
That's the thing. It's
And
like
bro, I done it
that
like it was not a
perception
full rack.
of
Yeah,
life.
Yeah,
Our
so
perceptions are broken
The-
when we can't think or see what we're doing.
the
Your brain
enemy,
believes what it tells you.
the enemy of ourselves is
Is
ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Ooh,
Like you said, don't be a
let's say
slave
that
of
one
the
more time.
mind.
The
Your
enemy
biggest
of ourselves.
enemy.
The
Your
biggest
biggest
enemy
enemy
of me is me.
Exactly.
Do you know what I mean?
Because
You are your
even
only
let's say
enemy.
someone slaps you in the
Because-
face, you within yourself decide how am I going to react to this.
Exactly.
Oh
So
my god.
Bro.
There's a
Me.
call. There's a
That's
call.
crazy.
Oh, wait,
with
please.
me,
Before I forget this, sorry, I'm so sorry
yeah.
to cut you off. There's a quote. I hope I can remember this. So, there's a space between stimuli and response,
Mm-hmm.
and in those choices lie our freedom. No, what's the quote? You know, let me play it.
Is it
Because
when we
actually what
count
I
down?
wanted to
So
do.
send it
Is it
to
like me
us.
countdown?
Send it to us. We're probably gonna talk it.
So stimuli
So-
is something
Yeah,
Yeah, bring it
happening
up to the next one.
and then the
Stimulus.
response is your action to it.
Mm.
So
No, I need
in that
you guys to hear
space,
this.
I feel like
the change of rhythm.
that's where that's what it's trying to say. That's where there's either freedom or obviously the opposite of freedom, which would be
Imprisonment.
like imprisonment.
Yeah.
Yeah, I couldn't think then.
It's the
Yeah.
stimulus, is the change of environment, like when the environment changes.
Or
If-
something happens.
So
Listen,
so basically,
go on.
If-
Go on, I'll say after.
yeah. Basically, if you wanna fight the world, right?
Mhm.
Fight yourself
You gotta
first.
conquer yourself.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Like, basically, you have to fight yourself to the point where you feel like you can rule yourself. Like you can what? What's the word?
Be undependent on others.
Huh?
Undependent on others.
No. More like you know, be your own boss type.
I've
know
got
what I
and the image in my head is like imagine someone like every time they speak to someone they like look down like this. They've not conquered themselves.
Mm.
If they can conquer themselves to get the confidence to have their head up when they talk to people, they're now moving different.
Yeah.
So conquering yourself is finding confidence, self-belief. So when you face the world can't say or do anything to you that you can't handle like
Exactly.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Bro.
That was it. That was it.
this was from a book, right, called The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People.
Mm.
And now what we'll do is like when we're saying information that we got from a book, let's just say the book as well. So if people want to read it, they can.
Find the link down below at this point. It was just so many.
Okay, so first of all we got Will's book. I think you've had that enough with it.
So we're gonna link him to this video,
Yeah.
and they can just
So
find him there.
Basically,
this one.
contained 3 sentences. Between stimulus and response is a space. In that space lies our freedom and power to choose our response.
And
In those choices lie our growth and our happiness.
Did you man hear that?
I can
Between stimuli and response, yeah, you've got the freedom to choose your choices, and in those choices lie, your power
Your
for
growth.
your growth
And
and
happiness.
your happiness.
Hence with that example, getting
yeah.
slapped
So-
in the face, you can choose whether you punch him back, whether you're gonna walk away from it and like forget this person that ever happened. So one is you're hurting the person. That's gonna have an action that comes from it. You're losing your freedom because you can't control your emotions. You walking away, forgetting about this person, going to enjoy your life, forgetting that happened, is you allowing yourself to be free to keep yourself happy.
Yeah, so fam, that's how I build. Okay, so going back to the topic of this whole conversation, mindset. Of those 3 sentences is how I build my mindset. I don't know, those 3 sentences, bro, I played this thing like 25 million times at this point. I don't know how, I don't know it by head. But fam, I'm telling you,
Maybe it's the 26 million.
between stimuli and response, that is generalizing everything. Everything you're trying to do. If you're trying to achieve something, if like something bad has happened to you, how you react to things, you're supposed to be proactive, not reactive. Don't let the thing devour you, but know how to proactively fix the situation. So between the stimulus, between response and stimuli is a space, and in that space that's a very important space in life. That's where you build your mindset, because that is where you have the traits to think, okay, I'm going to conquer this. I'm going to do something productive to conquer the situation, or I'm going to let this situation overcome me. And that is when